So they protested Amy Klobuchar. She was at a book signing, and her book title is called The Joy of Politics.
Okay, how much of a absolute maniac do you have to be that you would just even talk that way about politics?
The Joy of Politics. So climate activists protested her this little talk about her, with her book signing and her book launch or whatever, and because she's been hypocritical and Joe Biden has been hypocritical on their stances on climate change. Here we go.
I got all this stuff about Burma. That was like bad.
Imagine you're the type of person who goes to one of these events. What kind of people want to hear Amy Klobuchar?
I was playing DC one time and I made a joke about how I'm really into Amy Klobuchar, and a couple people went, woo! I was like, my God, I was making a bad joke.
Oh my God.
What do you mean you're into
who was in the crowd? Bill Maher?
No, is he a big Klobuchar?
Yeah, he famously said, I'm taking a hard look at Amy Klobuchar.
Because he likes the way she ate a salad with a comb.
Be a climate leader. Live your values. Be a climate leader. Live your values. Be a climate leader. Live your values. Be a climate leader.
So they're saying, be a climate leader, live your values.
Isn't it better to work for Ellen DeGeneres than her, by all accounts?
Yes.
Live your values. Be a climate leader. Live your values. Be a climate leader. Live your values. Be a climate leader.
Drilling on federal land and
Please. Which side are you on? Which side are you?
So that looks like, I don't know if that's Dana Bash, but it looks like her. So she gets up and she decides, I guess it's over. I guess the protesters win.
What I love is that they win, because I mean they're not going to end fossil. How are they going to do that?
It's not.
So they pump these kids full of their phony, like, BP comes up with the we got to do better footprint crap, and then they fund these kids who then come to their own events and ruin it for them because they believe the law is great.
Here we go.
Which side are you on?
Now, I like that they did that to her, and I might not. I think
I do too.
I like that they did that to her for many reasons, because she is being hypocritical about.
She should experience the joy of politics.
This is it.
The problem with climate change is that they're using climate change science to oppress people. And who are they doing it to oppress? The elite, the established? No. Workers and farmers and regular people. So that's what's garbage about climate change
They
science.
buy carbon credits. You know how you could buy
right.
free sin from the church in the medieval times?
That's right.
You could do that with climate, it turns out.
That's what Bill Gates does. So he flies all these people who say they care about climate change flying around the world on private jets and saying it's okay because I'm rich enough. So I'm really, they've been saying a lot of things about what's supposed to happen with the climate. You can still get a 30-year mortgage if you buy a house on a beachfront in Miami. Why is that? Yeah. Why can I still get a 30-year mortgage on beachfront property in Florida? Why is that? If what everybody says about climate change is true, why? That doesn't make sense.
Well, all these rich people that are doing this, they're not doing. These kids are there because they believe them saying we got to end oil in 11 years.
Yeah,
and so they believe it. And if they believed it, then they'd be doing it. But they're not doing it. Isn't that weird and telling?
So that's the thing. The people who keep telling you how serious climate change is, like her, like Amy Klobuchar and Joe Biden and Bill Gates, aren't doing a goddamn thing to fight it. Why? Like if these people who are protesting, the people that claim to fight, they believe it. And if they believe it, they know if you believe it, you got to do something about it. Well, doesn't it tell you that they don't believe it? That Joe Biden and Amy Klobuchar don't care because they don't give a F. They're not doing anything to fight climate change. Nothing. In fact, they're accelerating it. Joe Biden is opening up federal lands, protected forests, and all that stuff to drilling. He's way more drilling and fracking than Trump did. Here it is. She refused to call on Biden to stop Line 3. Look up what Line 3 means exactly, please. She refused to call on Biden to stop Willow. Now, Willow, I'm pretty sure, is that new oil drilling up in Alaska, eh? So she has tremendous power, and she has refused to do anything with it to address the profound existential crisis we face. That is weird. That is weird. That is weird that she agrees with what they say about climate change, yet she refuses to do anything about it. Isn't that weird? Does it make you think that maybe she doesn't believe it, and maybe Joe Biden doesn't believe it? Maybe they don't, because if they did, how could they not do something about it? How could they still do drilling on Willow in Alaska? How could they still do Line 3? What was Line 3?
Line 3 is oil pipeline across northern Minnesota in December 2020, shortly after final permits were issued. The Biden administration supported the pipeline.
There you go. So they put a pipeline across her state, and she supported it. She refused to call on Biden to stop it.
Protected lands, where they're not allowed to drill, all that means really is that's like a secure bank account of oil for when times. That means we're not going to drill until we really feel like we have to because of a bullshit war we have, for example, that we have to pay for. It doesn't mean protected. It means like kind of like a bond or something.
So when Amy Klobuchar and Joe Biden and the Democrats say that they're not going to drill on protected land, they mean we're not going to drill on protected land until we need to, and then we're going to drill on
our savings account.
That's right. That's what they mean, because they're doing it right now.
Sorry to tell you, kids.
So here's the story. At least 10 members of the Climate Defiance, a nonprofit that uses disruptive direct action to bring awareness to climate issues, occupied the stage for about 7 minutes during a discussion for Klobuchar's new memoir, chanting, "Live your values, be a climate leader," and linking arms while holding a banner that read, "Amy, which side are you on?" Individuals interrupted the discussion twice and asked Klobuchar to commit to co-sponsoring the Green New Deal before other protesters interspersed throughout the audience marched on stage. Some members of the audience yelled at the occupants to leave during their protest. At least 5 GW Police Department officers responded to the protest on stage and escorted the group out of the theater after 7 minutes of protest.
Can you imagine you paid good money to see Amy Klobuchar live, and then they ruined
They're ruining the magic. They ruined the magic of
I got Klobuchar tickets, front row, guys.
Shortly after protesters began to sing on stage, Klobuchar and the moderator, Dana Bash, stood up from their seats and went backstage. GWPD officers walked on stage, and a man affiliated with the event asked protesters to leave, after which officers escorted the demonstrators off stage and out of the building. Klobuchar and Dana Bash returned to the stage after the anti-fossil fuel demonstrators exited the building, receiving applause from the audience. "It's something we really do have to do more on," Klobuchar said after sitting down. "They are right."
Awkward. What do you mean they? What do you mean we have to do more? Didn't you not do something?
Did you already not do something? Yeah. "We have to up the ante," climate activists targeted a $25,000 per plate Biden fundraiser. So they're protesting the Willow project. Developments like that's the one, I think. Could you look it up? I'm pretty sure it's the one in Alaska that's on the protected ground.
Do they want Ukraine to win or not? I would ask them that.
Climate campaigners, including actress and activist Jane Fonda and human rights lawyer Steve Donziger, friend of the show, took over New York's Fifth Avenue Wednesday night outside a $25,000 per plate fundraiser for President Joe Biden's re-election bid. The coalition of protesters assembled under the banner of Climate Defiance, which broke onto the scene by blockading the White House Correspondents' Dinner last month. The activists called on Biden to honor his climate commitments as he seeks re-election. Here it is.
When do we want it? Now! If we don't get it,
Shut it down!
if we don't get it,
Shut it down!
if we don't get it,
Shut it down! Shut it down!
hey, hey, ho, ho, these fossil fuels have got to go.
Hey, ho, ho! These fossil fuels have got to go!
They shut down the street.
These fossil fuels have got to go! Hey!
Look at the cops.
These fossil fuels have...
This is great. This is like a Democrat ran on this issue that they have to really, really careful about how they handle these. I love that.
Jimmy, the Willow Project, is that what you asked about? It is an $8 billion plan to extract 600 million barrels of oil from federal lands in Alaska.
I was correct. The goal was to call out President Biden on his backtracking on climate and to make sure that people understand he promised to be better on climate than he has been. That's the New York Communities for Change's Senior Director of Data and Research, Jose Gonzalez, who attended the protest, told Common Dreams. One of the Climate Defiance's goals, that's the group that's doing this, is to make clear to Democratic lawmakers that the youth will only deliver for them if they deliver for us. That's a lie. You're not honest. You've been voting for these pukes and these monsters, these rapers of the earth, every 4 years and every 2 years you're not going to vote for Donald Trump. You're not going to not vote for Democrats if Donald Trump is voting. That's just a lie.
All of them say drill, baby, drill. All of them. That's what their position is. Whatever they told you it was, is drill, baby, drill.
So climate defiance, I just want to, that's not a real threat. So that's why you guys have to keep doing these protests of your own Democratic politicians that you voted for, because you keep voting for them and you keep donating to them, and they know it. So I appreciate you doing I really do appreciate you doing this. I'm tip of the hat to any group who gets out there and messes with a powerful politician. But you are going to vote for her, and that's why she knew she could come on stage and compliment you.
It's that simple.
So by the way, this took place blocks away from the Upper East Side home of former Blackstone executive Tony James, where Biden was attending a $25,000 per plate fundraiser for his 2024 campaign. The president is over there taking corporate money, Don Zinger, who challenged Chevron over oil spills in the Ecuadorian Amazon and ended up under house arrest when the company retaliated against him, said at the protest, as The Independent reported. He claims to be by the way, I heard that the judge for him was the judge for Trump's last thing.
Yeah.
He claims to be the climate president, yet he's taking corporate money from these industries that are destroying the planet. You cannot do both. Young and climate-focused voters have felt betrayed by Biden after he ran on a promise to end fossil fuel extraction in public land, but has since approved more oil and gas drilling permits during his first 2 years than former President Donald Trump. Hey, Anderson Cooper, is that a lie? Does that count as Joe Biden nonstop lying, or just Donald Trump? Does that count as nonstop lying? He was elected by people who were very concerned about it. We trusted him, Gonzalez told God.
Hey, new sucker born every minute.
Yeah. Why the fuck would you vote for... So I just got to tell you, he was elected by people who were very concerned about it, who trusted him. I hope it wasn't you. It doesn't sound like he said it, because he would have said us or me. So maybe he was smart enough not to vote for Joe Biden.
I love the thing of like, oh my God, if we vote Republican, that the earth will end.
Yes.
We've got to vote Democrat. They don't do anything. Same deal.
Exact
But
same.
I got to keep voting for him, or the earth will. There's no connection to that. Neither of them are going to do the thing.
Biden has especially come under fire for approving the controversial Willow project in Alaska, which could release around 280 million metric tons of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, despite the fact that the International Energy Agency has said the governments must avoid new fossil fuel developments if they want to reach net zero by 2050. These people don't care about reaching net zero. This is all, and you're all stupid for voting for them. Laura of the Sunrise Movement, which is a co-opted bullshit organization. Laura of the Sunrise Movement, which helped get out the youth vote for Biden in 2020. Yeah, I told you. And you shouldn't have done that. Sunrise organization, you bullshit organization. It implied in an interview with John Farina that the president was hurting his 2024 chances by not taking a stronger stand against new fossil fuel projects. We can't tell people to vote for him in the next election if he's not going to protect our planet, protect our future, and phase down fossil fuels in the next 6 or 7 years, Laura said. Now, I don't know what Laura's last name is, and I don't know who Laura is, but she's lying. Laura, whoever this Laura is, that's a lie.
Yeah,
she's going to tell you to vote for Joe Biden or whoever the Democratic nominee is. Don't be suckered in by these people. Don't give them money because they're wasting their money by telling you to vote for Joe Biden. They spent 2020 telling you to do that. And they lied about, they knew he was lying about climate, and now he's not doing what he said he would. And now they're saying, well, we might not vote for you next time.
Oh, I think you will.
I bet you.
I don't think you'll ever get out of this relationship.
Yeah, Laura, you're a battered wife, Laura, and you're not leaving.
You know what it reminds me of a little bit? This no win. You ever hear of Faro? It was a game they would play in the Old West. There'd be a Faro table, begins with an F. And Doc Holliday would always play it. You know, he's a gambling addict. It was well known to be a rigged game. Almost everyone who played it knew it was a rigged, like 3-card Monty level rigging. And Wilder was like, why are you playing that? You know it's rigged. He goes, yeah, but it's the only game in town.
So going forward, Gonzalez said the coalition represented by Wednesday's protest will continue to put pressure on Biden across the country. I don't think we see a choice, he said. This has to happen now. There needs to be a plan to wean the country, the world off fossil fuels. That's what we want.
Maybe a plan to wean you off of being a Democratic bottom.
And again, I'm not upset at the people who are the members of the Sunrise organization. Their heart is in the right place. I'm talking about the leaders of the Sunrise organization, which willfully sold out their own members to support a creep and an enemy of the environment like Joe Biden.
Yeah, the members are just going to find out the hard way.
Yeah.
You know?
So again, the members of Sunrise, good people, hearts in the right place. You should get the hell out of the Sunrise organization because the people running it are fucking frauds. Check out my new stand-up special, COVID Lies Are Funny, at jimmydore.com. Only $10, become a premium member. We're going to be on tour in Northampton, Massachusetts, Syracuse, Cohoes, New York, Hartford, Los Angeles, Bakersfield, California, Baltimore, Maryland, and San Francisco, California. Plus, do we say Chicago? There's lots of stuff. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for tickets. See you there.